News, views, voices of the global Indian community. India abroad.
This is the first time for me to be here at a presidential inaugural. I've never done it before, so I'm not sure if this is absolutely very different from the previous times, but it looks like there is a euphoric. This is a euphoric time for America. I'm seeing people of every stripe, young people, old people, Republicans, Democrats, diehard Democrats. सब लोग हैं यहाँ पे. Just looking at the multicultural ball and stuff like that. You're seeing Black Caucus ball. I mean, there's people of huge diversity celebrating here, and so that's going on. I saw even a climate ball. Of course, there was a crypto ball that I went for, and it was incredible. So the energy. I think what captures this moment is that America has changed for big change. This is not incremental change. America wants much bigger change, and that has to be. I think it will probably get defined over the next few months, but definitely what is across the board, what I'm hearing in these various lunches and dinners and so on with close members of the Trump team, is that there's definitely Americans want immigration control. They want much more serious, maybe even deportations of those who have committed crimes, which I think is very fair. About H-1B visas and all that, I heard about that also. Across the board, I'm hearing that qualified people should stay here, and that we are, as a nation, being served by talented, citizens of India, China, Europe, coming here legally. There is an across the board, approval of that. For me, none of this is surprising. What I'm finding is that the people are fed up of identity politics, of cultural politics. People really want to see an America back again, driven by merit and by opportunity for all, but driven by merit and by innovation, by entrepreneurship and stuff like that. These are very good times. I have never been this excited about circles of every kind being here and being on the same page. I've never seen this before, even in democratic politics. So there is something shifting. There's a paradigm shift that America is going through, and I think we will be able to define it much better only in the next few months. The first thing that hits me as I hang around here is the amount of youth participation. So many young people. How is it that this nation, which we all thought was driven by leftist politics amongst the young, what is that? What's going on? Why are so many young people becoming conservative? They want American values to be restored, families, maybe even a belief in faith, having even faith, so even God. So those kind of things which I had never seen before amongst the young college educated is there right now. And I'm seeing this at various events that I've gone to. Just the sheer volume and scale of young people is something I've never seen. So I think that's going to be the biggest change. The other change that I'm seeing, which is surprising, is that some of the baby boomers, the older Americans, are shifting left. That's different. That's new for me. I've never seen that before. I thought once you are retired, you're becoming a red citizen, right? But no, they're shifting blue. And so I'm not sure why that's happening, but that's something that's going on. But starting tomorrow, I think we are going to start seeing an energy amongst the young that we've never seen before. Women, incredibly excited. I mean, the place is, when I went to the crypto ball, in crypto circles, you normally don't see women entrepreneurs. There are women entrepreneurs in the crypto ball. I mean, this was something that I've never seen before. So something is shifting fundamentally. I think there were two things that were pivotal moments for me. Having been a Democratic supporter all my life, right? For me, the moment that I think I made the shift was when I discovered that those of us who have invested so heavily in the Democrats, who are not told about President Biden's health, we were kept in the dark, and we are the inner circle. If they could not tell us, if the Biden insiders could not tell us that something is wrong with his health and that he's signing on things without knowing what he's signing on, if they could not tell us trusted people where, who are they trusting? Then who's running the show? So for me, the biggest driver for shifting to center right was that nobody's telling us what's going on in Washington DC. That's one. And the second thing was the assassination attempt on Trump. So I think that kind of not knowing what's going on, there was, failure of Secret Service, and not knowing what's going on in the White House. I think those were the triggering moments for me. And then seeing Trump bounce back after the assassination attempt was what told me that he's committed to his own vision. Oh, the flavor once again is so I went for a turning point lunch with Donald Trump Jr. And I'm going for a bunch of turning point events also today to see just to see the pulse of the young people, right? Because that's a turning point is a very conservative podcast run by a young person. So for me, this was all about sort of getting to see what this is about. So what the young people are thinking. The second thing I saw on the crypto side is that there is this huge amounts of energy amongst the crypto insiders and the crypto leaders on a more friendly regulatory environment. I also ran into a bunch of people from Silicon Valley who are sort of the big name founders and so on. And I found that again there is bullishness on the fact that we will not have people like Lena Khan harassing, bullying, and destroying the momentum of tech companies just when we need it as a bulwark against China. We need American leadership and technology. We cannot have insiders in the SEC and FTC and so on, damaging our companies. So that's where I am, and that's what I saw. We need to ratify and deepen Quad relationship and also the ISET. We need to have ISET cannot just be a sort of a white paper document with Jake Sullivan, some fantastic people from Biden administration who are champions of ISET. That needs to be ratified, deepened, and we need to sign actual contracts between our two countries on defense partnership. I also think that the Quad has to ultimately become a stronger alliance like NATO. I don't know how we're going to do it. I think India is pushing back on making it a NATO kind of an alliance. But that said, even if India wants to maintain its relationships with Russia and so on, it can. But the Quad can still be a more powerful, more ratified policy, arena where we have much more in terms of economic ties between our two nations. So Quad and ISET, I would say, are the two main things. I also think that we need to build on the civil nuclear deal that President Bush and Condi Rice crafted for us, and that needs to be built upon. And I've been talking to people at Hoover. There is unmitigated support for building on the civil nuclear deal. So I think these few things are something that are going to drive our two countries forward in deeper relationships than anything we have seen in the past. Remember, Marco Rubio floated the first US-India defense bill. Unfortunately, it was tabled. It just sat around for a little bit. It's going to be ratified, right? I mean, Rubio is in charge now. He's not just a senator. Number one. Number two, Jaishankar has gone back and forth here so many times. I mean, this signals that India is serious about this bilateral relationship. I don't know if I should say this, but I did WhatsApp him, Dr. Jaishankar, a few days back, and I said, you know what, this is the time to strike while the iron is hot. And I got a couple of words from him saying you're right. So I'm thrilled about it. I'm really bullish that Dr. Jaishankar is here, that he's working on, he's listening to people like us, right, who are Aam Janta. And so this, I think this is the first time that we'll have this level of interaction on the Quad. And both Jake Sullivan and Mike Waltz are 100% for it, right? So we have bilateral support on ratifying and on solidifying the Quad. So, I mean, I'm just completely bullish on this. I'm sorry if I'm sounding completely, euphoric right now, but that's what I'm seeing. It makes me really happy.